my crew feel nice. Tell me what you hide. Look in the white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about. Trapped in my head, run from infinite thought. When I was young, I would run from the cops. Fearing and death, I just run from the loss. Downtime, I corrupted mind. Search every corner where the demons hide. I don't even know what you're trying to find. What you're trying to find. This fucked up life of mine. Down and low like a landmine. I'm down to my damn mind. Every single day I'm sky high. Look in the white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine, I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I'm not sure why my video is not working. Give me 1 second. I'm having a lot of technical difficulties. I haven't streamed in a while. All right, there we go. So, excuse the, just got out of the shower. Figured I'd live stream. Lots happened. Gonna cover a decent bit today. Sorry for all the, if there are any more technical issues. I haven't streamed in like a month, and I moved everything around, and it's all out of whack. Anyways, what's up, Mike? What's up, Ox? How's it going, Dorian? What's up, Cheese? Glad to see you here. What's up, yes, sir? How's it going? Hope you had a good time. Yeah, dude, I'm doing good. Like I said, I think I said last stream, like, there just hasn't been any movement. Like, there hasn't, nothing really happened. We've been in the same structure. It's hard to, it's as fun as it is and easy as it is to continually say the same thing over and over and over. I was just like, dude, it just doesn't make any sense to me. What happened to the other intro song? It's different now with a bull market. No, I just like play different music all the time. It's just music that's either sent to me through friends that make music or whatever. So like the first song was actually a new song by one of my friends. His name is Cole. And I'll probably play that one more. I actually really like that song, so I was going to play it. And then the other one, like, that was a beat that one of my other friends makes. He, like, raps here and there. He makes beats and sells them. So I just played it. It's more or less, like, the music's not super important. It's just, like, playing it for the intro so people can come in. And the other, it's not that deep, guys. Couple things. I do want to say, small crowd today, which I'm kind of shocked. There's a lot of movement in the market. A lot of people are panicking. I find it really weird that I've gotten a lot of negative feedback. The last couple, like today, people are like, "Oh, you said not to long yesterday." It's like, no, I told you not to long resistance. If we break it, then long it. I wasn't expecting like a trophy or anything, but geez, like I think Twitter engagement's going down overall. A lot of people, are really salty. They think that there's this crazy bear market recession coming and everything's pumping. And we've been talking about this for months, right? So, going to get started here with the S&P 500. It's bullish. We're breaking resistances. We already broke my 4,200 area. We've kind of said that our neutral area is between. We're macro bullish above. We're macro bearish below. We have lots of confluence between here on the DXY and risk. It's amazing to me that people are still bearish on this. They claim that it's fake or deviation or whatever. But by every financial definition, we've gone through recession. And I've said this 100 times, guys. The next bull market is not going to be dictated by the economy. So stop bringing the economy into any financial argument you're trying to give, because it's not the case. What's going to lead the economy is investor capital. There is a ridiculous amount of sideline capital. And think about it this way. The people that have money, and it could be middle class people, it could be upper class people, it could be firms, hedge funds, whatever you think it is, they have money, right? They have cash waiting to buy, right? And the real estate market right now sucks. So what are they going to buy? They're going to go into stocks, bonds. They're going to go into crypto. They're going to go into things that lost value, right? That's how you invest. I'll give you the easiest way to invest, right, in anything is you buy low, sell high, right? I know that's super simple, and it's grade school finance at best. But think about it in a very simple standpoint. What happened to crypto? It dropped 80, 90, 99%. What happened to stocks? They dropped 30%. What happened to, and now used cars are starting to drop, so that market's going to do whatever it's doing. What have homes done? Homes have only increased value. What about interest rates? Interest rates have also gone up. So you have this problem, right? And this is the problem with housing. So I'm just going to put we have interest. I'm going to put interest. So interest is going up. And on the other side, you have the value. And we'll just say it's up as well. So when you have both of those things, and think of a firm that does real estate investing, right? They have to, probably borrow money, right, to buy buildings, to do whatever they're doing, right? That's how most firms operate, if you guys didn't know that. So if the interest rates are 7%, but the rate of return for them is maybe 7 to 10%, they're barely making any money and the value's too high, right? They're actually making less than they were a year ago. So they're not going to put their money into, such a poor ROI when crypto stocks, especially tech stocks. I mean, geez, those were a steal. For crypto, you could debate alts all day, but Bitcoin and Ethereum were a steal at one point. Being at 80% below all-time highs. If you're a firm and you're like, I have all this capital and I need it to do something, I need to put it into something, I want to buy something that went really low, you had a lot of options between the equity market and crypto market. So why wouldn't you buy that? And it's kind of unfortunate. I've been saying it for an entire year. I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm going to start buying. I said this in June of last year. I took maybe July. Either way, summer of last year. Recession has kicked in. We hit the financial definition of recession. I'm buying now. Where was crypto? Crypto was at 17, 18, 19,000 at the time. Yes, I continued to buy all the way up to 22 and then all the way back down to 15.5, wherever we dropped. And I've been buying ever since. The entire year, it's once a week. It's about $500 to $750. You do the math. It's about 25, 30, a little bit more than $30,000. And here and there I buy on the bigger dips, right? So like when Link, I'll give you an example real quick. When Link dropped into the $5 zone, into this kind of like high fours, low fives, I bought $5,000 for the Link. Like, you're an idiot if you think that this is going to go lower. If you're an idiot if you think that there's any sort of, and then you're not an idiot. It's kind of a harsh way to put it. You're not getting the point if you continue to think that we're going to drop when we've already dropped 90%, 80%. Like, think simple, right? The S&P 500 dropped to its recession average of 30%, right? By every, and I mean every definition, financial definition, we were in recession, right? There were people that were ignoring it. There were people saying that recession's coming, this huge drop is coming, this huge whatever is coming. Guys, like, I hate to break this to you. I know interest rates are high right now, but 20 years ago, they were in the double digits and we started a bull run, right? So this idea that, and if you go to, and this is going to be a tough take for a lot of people. So let's see. So if we go back in interest rates, like over time, let's see if this has it. So if you look at interest rates over time, they're still in a downtrend. They're still going down, right? You have these peaks. We're in a peak right now, right? But 30 years ago, we were at almost 20%. We are at 7% now, right? The S&P 500 30 years ago, I believe, was in the 2000s, 1000s. Let's see. 30 years ago, S&P 500. Let's see, 1980s. We were in the 120, right? We're at 4,500 now. You've basically been in a massive bull run since then, right? Obviously, these dips and there's recessions in between, and so on and so forth. That was when rates were 20%, and we still continued that run, right? That ultimate macro bull run. And I know that you can make the arguments, the U.S. economy's grown and all this and all that. That's great. But why can't we continue to grow with higher interest rates? Companies are going to have to adjust. People are going to get fired. This over-leveraged money is going to dissipate, right? And honestly, interest rates really aren't that high, right? They're high over the last year. Yeah, they've gone up quite a lot over the last year. Will they continue to go up? I don't know, right? I don't know. But for right now, they're really not that high if we think in the grand scheme of things. Markets are like that. People salty they missed every pump and missed every pump in January. Said it was, yeah, I agree with you. Yo, and Steve, thanks again for your message. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm not going to like expose you. Steve is one of my students. Gave me a very, very thoughtful message today. He's pretty much made it as a trader. That made my morning. It did. I know. I'm a man of few words. I don't say a lot. I'm not exactly like a super emotional person, but that made my day, dude. I sent that to my girlfriend, and I was like, this is why I do it. Like, of all the money I could make, of all the money in the world I could make, this was my goal. Like, you don't understand what that means to me, because this is your message is why I do this, right? I was in your place, like learning how to trade, I've got fucked over by like all of the influencers. Like I've been there years ago. I've been there and I've done that. And I was like, fuck these people. Like I want to provide good information, even if it's not right all the time. I want to provide good information, risk management, reasons, confluence, so on and so forth. I want to show people my system, and I want to give people an outlet that's reliable. Right? I know I charge for the trading classes because it takes time out of my day, right? It's valuable information. There are people in my trading school that they've literally dropped their careers and now they're full-time traders, right? So, but anyways, super awesome message, dude. Like, again, you don't know what that means. My goal was to bring reliability into the trading space, to clean up all the crap, and it's really nice to know that it's happening, right? Like, that was my goal. I don't know if any of you guys remember. I know Cheese Clock remembers because he's like one of the original people in my Discord, right? He's really good friend of mine. And I used to go in the trading view chats, and I used to talk shit, right? I used to be like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You don't know this. You don't know X, Y, Z. I used to post my ideas and, get views and likes and all this crap. And, I had my own Discord. I'm like, yeah, you guys should check out my Discord. Like, I post good information. You want to see, like, I was causing turmoil in the chat, but I was to say, hey, like, there is another view. And granted, this was in April of 2021 before we crashed 60%, right? I was one of the only people that was like, this is bearish. There's no way this is no way. Volume wise, everything. We're reaching the end of the bull run. And there are people saying I was crazy and all this, and gained a lot of popularity on TradingView. And then in late 2020 or mid 2021, I made my Twitter. Didn't really do much with it until about September-ish. And that kind of blew up because it's the same thing. I was causing turmoil on Twitter. I was posting under, these big accounts. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I went from there, and now I'm where I'm at now. But yeah, that was my original goal, man. Like, was just to provide reliability, to change. If the ultimate goal is changing someone's life and teaching them something that helps them, like, that's what I wanted to do. I love to trade, and I make a lot of money trading, but like, that was my goal. That was my dream to do that. So your message is awesome today, man. So were were we supposed to buy low and sell high? Shit, I've been doing it backwards. Well, I saw you bought a bunch of Bitcoin Cash and it's up a lot. So did you really just say what recession, buddy? You need to look up the financial definition of recession. We hit it. We've been in a bull after interest rates went down. Yeah, but they're still going down. Like, if you look at the grand scheme of things, they are still going down, right? They're still in a downtrend. I remember the old live stew when Bitcoin was like 50K. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That was like my first live streams. I was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to wing it. I used to have like another screen, and it had like a whole, like, this is what you're going to talk about. Like, subjects, because when you're live the first couple times, you don't really know what to talk about. Like, now I just freeball. To show up, I got my routine, I go through it, I talk to you guys, I answer questions, we whatever. Like, but when I first did it, I literally had a Microsoft Word like sheet, or like a piece of paper that was like behind the screen, so you didn't know I was reading it. And it was like, all right, go over Bitcoin, all right, go over S&P 500, all right, talk about how they relate, all this and all that. Now I just freeball it. So, why would the market start a new bull run when there are plenty of lower risk alternatives with returns close to historical S&P return? I don't know what you're referring to. Will Bitcoin pump? Please answer. Might answer you, I might not. I don't know yet. All right, let's keep moving along. All right, S&P. We already know it's bullish. Ultimately, guys, we're still in a bear market until we break this all-time high. Ultimately, I think it will happen. You're probably looking at sometime next, maybe maybe best case scenario, right? End of the summer, maybe mid-fall. But I would expect maybe something like that, where we get, okay, maybe not that long. That's over a 2-year period. Something like maybe this, where we just kind of consolidate in an upward channel, bring some of those lower time frames like the daily back to normal, and then we continue on upwards. Again, I'm still in favor that we're going to break all-time highs, at least with the S&P 500. I don't think Bitcoin will break them as fast. I mean, the S&P 500 is only what? It's only down 10% now, right? So it's recovered 20% of its original drop. Looking really solid. So definitely very bullish on the S&P, and here's why. DXY, you're in a ginormous bear flag, and we talked about this, right? There were a lot of people saying, well, what about the double bottom? Isn't this a double bottom? And I said, no, this is not a double bottom. I'm actually expecting this to bear flag, right? For us to, maybe we get another push down like this and something like that. But regardless, I gave it to you guys, right? I gave it to you on a silver platter. This is never a double bottom. Double bottoms don't dilly-dally around like that, right? They don't consolidate on the bottom. They're explosive. Double bottoms are like this, right? They're uniform and they're explosive, right? This was not explosive. There was nothing about this that screamed to me double bottom. We also invalidated the double bottom with a wick below our left side. So for me, it never was a double bottom. I was very, very confident in that. Again, we went through every definition of financial recess. We had the SPX as confluence, and now we're seeing that further. It's not about specific markets. Prices go up for inflation and higher demand at the same time. Jonathan. Oh, you were answering him. Do you think stocks and crypto have a correlation? I think every market has some sort of correlation, but to say like the S&P 500 is going to pump today, that means Bitcoin's going to pump, is just not the case. Like, you have to think about it this way. In the grand scheme of things, when the economy is bullish, when people are making money, when people have extra money to invest, when people are spending their money and stimulating the economy, that's going to affect everything, right? The markets are going to go up, the economy is going to go up, so on and so forth. But to say, oh, the S&P 500 is going to pump this whole week, that means Bitcoin's going to pump this week. That's an uneducated statement, right? That's a stupid statement in my mind. I'm not in the U.S., but I haven't seen any signs of a recession. Well, you should look up the financial definition of recession, right? Look it up and come back to me. 100% the bear flag alone on DXY helped me a lot with macro decision. I'm glad it did. And I don't know anyone else that called for that. So, but moving on. Tether. Now this is very, very interesting because I know I haven't live streamed much, but I did share with my trading class. We have a head and shoulders on Tether. This is extremely bullish. Again, another point of confluence. I would say the neckline, and I hate to have a giant circle. I think it's here, right? But you have to break this whole level for full confirmation, right? Like this is like 70% confirmation that it's playing out. This is like 100, or this is the remaining 30, but that'll be 100% confirmation, right? So for me, it's making a head and shoulders. Looks really clean, really obvious. Would love to see this thing fall, because when Tether falls, when Tether dominance falls, that means more USDT is going into the market. That means Bitcoin's pumping. That means alts are probably pumping, so on and so forth. So really, really good confluence. Would love to see that 6.5 level break. Again, more bullish macro confluence. Onward to Bitcoin. So little story for those of you that know me. I have said for the last 70 days, right, this whole thing, this is bullish, right? There are people saying, what about volume? Guys, I'm going to say this one last time. This volume and this volume are completely different because Binance removed 0 spot fees. So you can't compare the two volumes, right? This was when there were 0 spot fees. There was wash trading. There was a lot going on here. This is when they removed it. So now volume is actually back to normal. If we completely zoom out of the chart, right, volume is back to normal where it was before they introduced 0 spot fees. So you cannot compare the two and say, where's the volume? It makes no sense. If we go like this now, volume looks really good, right? We had a breakout yesterday. Lots of volume, broke our diagonal. Today, we broke our second horizontal, looking to test resistance at 31,000. Unfortunately, we tested it today. What I would like to see is some consolidation, retest, and upwards. That would be very healthy to me. Again, the 4 hour is very overbought. The 1 day is fine, but all these lower time frames are very overbought. So I'd like to see some sort of a pullback retest to add more to my long position. My DCA is absolutely killing it, but I'd like to see some consolidation, maybe like a 1 hour or 4 hour reversal, and I'll definitely add more to that position. But for now, volume looks amazing, right? You're comparing average volume. We've broken average volume. We're confirming that breakout, and it looks amazing. This is very, very bullish. We've broken that kind of bearish structure. We've broken that consolidation, and it, again, amazes me that people were extremely bearish here with all the confluence. And again, I want to reiterate, from point A to point B, we actually have volume dropping the entire time, ignoring these massive spikes, right? Because you can't get, you have outliers, but there's still average volume. Volume is dropping as price is dropping. That is bullish. Not to mention, this looks like a ginormous bull flag. If I go like this, and now you see this, bull flag. It was a bull flag all day and all night. I cannot believe that people thought this was a head and shoulders. And it's kind of embarrassing. If you follow people that said it was, you need to pick someone else, because they do not understand what a head and shoulders. They don't even know what a head and shoulders looks like. This looks nothing like a head and shoulders. Didn't even respond like a head and shoulders. So expected to be 2 more rate hikes of 25 each, and I would get that the DXYs push up in a short time, but let's say change the course DXY is a bullish trend again. The only way the DXY would really come off as bullish once again is, and I try to say this lightly, like maybe we get like another chance at a double bottom. Again, I doubt it. With everything that's happening, with Bitcoin breaking out, with Bitcoin dominance breaking out, with the head and shoulders on Tether, with S&P, with SPX breaking out, with NASDAQ, like all of everything is breaking out and showing bullishness and pushing forward, and we're seeing money flow out of the DXY finally. So for me, you never say never in trading, right? Like anything can happen in trading. You got to stay on your toes. You never want to get overzealous or cocky or say that something can't happen, because it could happen, right? But there's no confluence for it. There's nothing that says, hey, we're going to do this again. Like, we're going to go through another recession, right? And frankly, it doesn't make any sense. Is Bitcoin forming a double top? No. Oh, no problem. Thanks for everything. Learned so much from you. Wondering, how will you play your DCA now with these higher moves? I'm going to keep buying until we break all-time highs. Like, I think a lot of you don't understand what a DCA is. A DCA is a long-term buy. When I was DCAing a perfect DCA, which I did not get, a lot of my DCA started around here. I scooped up in the COVID area. I averaged about $5,000 per Bitcoin way back when. I bought here, I bought all this, bought all of this, bought all of this, all the way to there. And then I sold it up here, right? So made about a 10 to 12x. Nice gain. It's why my portfolio is the size it is today, or a big part of that. Anyways, you pay lower taxes on a DCA, at least if you're in the States, and I started buying here. All of this, bought all of this, that, bought all of this. So I've been buying, this total zone, right? Obviously without this, I did not start buying there. I've been buying all this. I'd say my average is somewhere in the lower 20s, probably 20 to 19K, because I bought a lot down here. A lot of my altcoins haven't moved at all. So yeah, I'd say about 20K average, or about 29,000. So doing pretty good on it. Some of those buys are up huge. Some of them are, not up as much. But ultimately, guys, a DCA is to capture the bottom, right? Let's say that we just continue ranging here. Say we range here for another year and then we explode upwards. Okay, I know it's a simple scenario, but for the sake of it, your goal is to capture the bottom. Your goal is not to buy the bottom. It's to capture the bottom. If we do this and go like that. I will continue to buy. I will capture this bottom because I don't care, right? I don't care about this egotistical, I bought the bottom, I'm the best trader ever. Because if you think for 1 second that buying a bottom is easy or predictable, you're out of your mind and you've never traded before. You're better off buying a lottery ticket and trying to win, right? No one knows where the bottom is. No one knows what the market's going to do a year from now, a month from now, even a week from now, right? We could all go to sleep tonight and wake up and Bitcoin's at 40, 50,000. Why? Because maybe there's a short squeeze. Maybe the US government said, we're going to use Bitcoin now. Maybe, a major firm, which if you guys didn't know, Fidelity, I believe Fidelity, JP Morgan, and someone else are doing, I know Fidelity is a big portion of it, but they're doing crypto trading, right? They're opening up a crypto trading platform, or I believe it, and I could be wrong about this. It's a platform or exchange. And yeah, I mean, there's an unlimited amount of possibility to what could happen, right? Yeah, I would agree with you, Steven. 100%. The only reason why the DXY goes bullish is if the Fed starts hiking aggressively. They won't do that. They can't do that. They can't afford to do that. They'll ruin the country, right? You guys have to remember, the Fed, even though the smarter thing to do to bring inflation down would just be hike aggressively, do this, do that, you'll just destroy the economy. So they're trying to slowly shift, and it'll change slowly over time, which allows everyone to adjust, right? Yeah, Valkyrie, that's who it is. Charles Schwab, Citadel, and I think Fidelity. Fidelity is definitely one of them because I had to sign up for their waiting list. No, the Bitcoin ETF is something different, I think. What is your opinion about smart money concept trading style? I think what smart money does is they literally just buy when things are very, very low, right? And I think crypto's been an easy money grab for a lot of them. It's hard to say what smart money does because everyone's trading strategy is different. It depends if they're swing trading, day trading. It depends if they're doing securitization. It depends what assets they're in as well, right? I gave you guys the concept earlier that housing is just not a good investment, even if you're a firm, right? And you have a ton of money, you're better off putting it in crypto or equities. And that's why I think there's going to be a larger rise in equities and crypto compared to the housing market. I think the housing market has to come down. It's interest rates are too high and the value's too high. One of those things has to give. And I don't think interest rates are going to drop over the next year. Yeah, Kappa is a clown. It could be. The Bitcoin ETF could be a part of it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to be honest. I don't read the news a lot. So I just know that there are U.S. firms, major. I mean, guys, Fidelity is enormous, and they're opening up crypto trading. Right? To some of you, you're like, oh, that's not a big deal, whatever. Like, it is. It's opening a client base, and they're trying to get regulation passed so that more people and more companies can go into crypto, right? The biggest fear for someone with money, imagine you're in your 40s or 50s, maybe some of you are, and you have millions of dollars, right? You have millions of dollars, and you want to invest, and, crypto's young and cool and innovative, but you've heard about FTX and all the scams and all this. Those things happen when there isn't regulation, when the SEC can't look out for you. These firms and these people with millions, if not billions of dollars, don't want to put their money into a pot where it could disappear from them, right? They've worked hard for it. They're smarter than that. There's other investments they can put, their time and money into. So what I'm saying is some regulation's good, right? Now, over-regulation's bad, but some regulation is good that actually allows more money into the space. Yeah, let's look at some of this Bitcoin stuff real quick. So I want to look at the lower time frames. We already talked about the daily. 4 hour. Wow, what a pump, right? I mean, this is all the way up to 92. I would expect some sort of bearish divergence. Maybe we get something like this, maybe like a slight double top, retest this area and continue upwards. Again, our daily is massively bullish. I mean, this is a incredibly bullish daily. You've got volume going up, price breaking out. Obviously, 31's not going to break on the first try. If it does tonight, which I would not be surprised if it does, considering the fact that we've been consolidating here for quite a while, it would not surprise me if we broke 31. If we do, I'll be buying more for sure. It's whenever we close above 30,993 or 31,008-ish, that this wick, that's the breakout, right? That's the breakout point that I would be hoping and expecting. We'll see. I don't know if I'd buy it. If you're not in, I don't know if I'd go crazy. You know, it's a lot of us, or at least a lot of the people in my Patreon, like, we're in profits, right? We're doing good. A lot of us are up, 8, 9, 10%, depending on where that entry was. I know some people bought down here in my Patreon. I personally bought some of here and some here. Not a huge amount. I wanted to see a retest. I really wanted to see a retest last night, but we never got it. I'm in with about 25%, right? I want to get in with about 50% before we break this point. That way I can add more to that position. But again, if you're not long yet, considering the amount of overbought territory we're in, if we break this point, I'd be cautious. Like, I wouldn't go balls to the wall, right? If it's a bear market rally, we're all going to make new lows. What? You're listening to me at 1.5x. Jeez. So no comment on the yield. I don't follow the yield curve inversion. I don't even know. I don't even think it matters that much anymore. Like, you guys have to remember that the economy is 10 times more diverse than it was 20 years ago, right? We have different sectors of business. Look at COVID. COVID's a great example. Like, COVID happened and you had businesses that completely shut down. And then you had businesses that completely just erupted in profits. And maybe this is just my youngness shying and my inexperience, because like my age and experience, right? But our economy is so damn diverse. Unless there is a major, and I mean major, financial disaster, I don't think all of these little intricate pieces, like, I gave you 10 examples of why we're probably in or going to enter a bull market, right? Between confluence of the SPX, risk, DXY. I gave you the fact that smart money has the most cash or human capital of all time, right? Ready to invest. I told you it's more likely we're going to see equities, crypto, risk, anything market-wise move up rather than housing, because housing is overvalued and interest rates are too high. Right? And you're one example. When people pull out one thing and they say, but what about this one thing? Okay, so you're telling me that one thing is going to overvalue or overlap the 20 examples that I just gave you. Like, this is the same thing with, like, a lot of people are like, but Roman, what about the MACD weekly cross? That means we're going to dump, right? Last week it was, or 2 weeks ago, it was literally, this was no shit. Everyone was saying, but what about the death cross on MACD on the weekly? And I said, it doesn't matter. That's a solo indicator. Single indicators do not tell you what's going to happen. Just because something is crossing and it looks bad. The rest of the market was telling us we were going to pump. We had confluence at the SPX. We had confluence at DXY. We had bullish price action. Ultimately, we were in a big bull flag. On top of that, the daily also needed to reset. We were extremely overbought and overvalued in everything. Not necessarily overvalued. We were overbought, overextended. Things needed to return to the mean. This consolidation or slight sideways down. And people are saying, like, oh, you missed a huge move. Like, no, man, you missed a huge move because we pumped 100%. These moves where you have this cool off, this, I know it's 20%, it's from 31 all the way down to 25. I think high 24, right? So we moved down 20%. We corrected 1/5 of what we pumped. That is normal, right? That has to happen for continuation. Not only that, but if you take just a simple diagonal, we haven't even broken the uptrend yet, right? So This whole idea that single indicators and single, but what about the yield curve inversion? Like, no, dude. Like, look at the other 20 things that are saying bullish and saying, things are going to change, and stop looking at single indicators. Like, don't get hung up on one single thing because you're going to end up missing a ginormous move like the one we had over the last 3 days because we're looking at single indicators, right? I think bulls, even though it's a bear, it's a bear. We're in a bear market until we break all-time highs. I try to make that as clear as possible. We are still in a bear market, even right now with this pump, right? If USDT accomplishes its head and shoulders and Bitcoin dominance forms a reversal pattern, that could have some kind of alt season. It depends, right? I don't think you're going to get an alt season until Bitcoin dominance, until Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. Like, Bitcoin dominant, like Bitcoin is basically taking the reins. In 2020 and 2019, the only thing you should have been trading was Bitcoin. Like, honestly, like, you could have accumulated some alts and maybe you made some money ultimately in the bull run. But for now, the only thing you should be trading is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to take value off everything. Alts are going to continue to do what alts do, which they might dump, they might pump, whatever. But alts are not going to have their time until Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, does its run, and then that liquidity goes into alts. What do I think about gold and silver? I really don't have any thoughts. I wear a gold chain, and that's about all I think about gold. Like, I don't really invest in very slow-moving assets like gold and silver. I mean, I get it. People are like, oh, you could hold gold and all this, but like, guys, like, I'm gonna be realistic with you. If the world ends and paper money let's say paper money means nothing, right? Your gold's gonna mean nothing either. Like, this isn't ancient Egypt. Like, your gold coins aren't gonna get you anything. Bullets, fishing hooks, and guns are what's going to matter. And I would say, instead of worrying about gold and silver, go get guns, bullets, fishing hooks, rations, a clean, figure out how to make clean water, and figure out how to survive. Because at the end of the day, if paper money means nothing, your gold means nothing too. It's kind of like the saying, like, people are like, oh, well, what if we get nuked and the markets? What about the market? It's like, you're the least of your problems is the market if we get nuked or if someone attacks us, right? Your real only concern at that point is, do I have bullets? Do I have guns? Can I survive? Do I know how to clean animals? Do I know how to fish? Do I know how to make a fire? Right? Which I think like 99% of people don't know how to do, which is unfortunate. So, again, like, if you're into gold and silver, you're into gold and silver. I'm personally not. I just don't see the value in it. Beans and bullets. And that's not like to make fun of you. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, I'm trying to give you a different opinion, right? Like, I'll give you my Italian grandmother and my grandfather, right? They're so obsessed with gold. Like, they have gold. They literally have gold bars, like little gold bars that are worth, whatever, thousands of dollars, because they think that they need like this hidden stockpile of money if something happens, right? And it's not like a stockpile of money, but it's like they've got gold coins and silver coins and like all this shit. And I'm like looking at them, I'm like, first of all, you're probably gonna be gone before it even matters. But I was like, this won't matter if shit hits the fan. My grandpa, shit hits the fan. Take your gold bars and go buy 5,000 bullets with it, right? Go buy an AK-47, an AR-15, a couple handguns, a crossbow with some bowstrings, right? A lot of bolts, and trade them for your gold bars, because your gold bars are absolutely worthless if shit hits the fan, right? No one can eat a gold bar. No one's going to be like, oh, I have all this food. Yeah, I want your gold bar. Yeah, give it to me. Like, no. And I don't know if gold... I haven't really looked into like how gold values in our current economy, right? Because we're kind of entering this digital age, right? Like, I think Bitcoin is going to be like a new like kind of gold standard. Like, you're looking at digital assets and data rather than physical, like, assets, which, you know, I could be completely wrong. I mean, what the fuck do I know? I don't even, the only gold I have is a gold chain and a watch. Like, that's it. I have no idea what the clear value tax is. I'm not going to lie, like, so this summer I've been learning Spanish and fishing and drinking a lot. And it's, you know, still going to the gym and everything. Still in really good shape. I don't know how, because I've, like, and like obviously trading, doing the trading school, but like, I haven't really looked into a lot of financial data. Now, I will say this, probably gonna do it after July, because in July it's my birthday. We have 4th of July. I'm gonna go back to Florida for like 2 weeks. I'm buying a house in South Florida, so I'm super stoked for that. I have my grandfather's birthday, my brother's birthday. Like, I got a lot of shit going on in July. So what I'm thinking is probably August moving forward, I'd like to, like, not live stream, but just have like a Twitter space every Monday morning at like 9:30 when the market's open, right? And just kind of do a quick, like, market update, talk about anything related to finance. If Powell's speaking, what are my thoughts? Maybe try and bring some people in. Also, if you guys didn't know, I've been invited to a panel of speakers. So when there are these big Twitter spaces, right, with like 6,000 to 10,000 people, and they talk finance stuff. And when I'm, you know, when it's my turn to speak or whatever, I think it's like once a week I'll speak. I'll definitely let you guys know. Obviously, I'm going to live stream still. But basically, when I'm not doing class, so I take those 4 months off from class, right? So I do these 4 months on, 4 months off for the trading school, just to keep things fresh. I'm going to do all of this other media stuff or content stuff, whether it be going over charts or doing the Twitter spaces or live streaming, whatever it'll be. Planning to do that. So, you know, I know not everyone is going to see this live stream or even care or even know what I just said, but that's the plan. I'll tweet it out. Be covering everything, right? So, I took Spanish elective course. It was fun. So I'm actually doing like Babbel. So my girlfriend is Puerto Rican, and I'm moving back to South Florida in Miami, and yeah, I'm white as shit. So I've got to learn. I know before the last couple weeks, like, I knew some Spanish. Like, I could definitely kind of get by, like, kind of. But I need to learn it. So I've been like 30 minutes a day. I literally wake up, look at the market, and then I do my Spanish for 30 minutes. Then I go to the gym and then whatever. But that's what I've been doing. Yeah, that's kind of all I've got for now. You know, I know it wasn't a huge crowd today. Kind of a long live stream though. I'm kind of shocked that. Yeah, Duolingo's good. Like I said, I don't think it matters what app you use. I think they're all kind of the same. I just did this one. It's like $8 a month. It says I should be pretty fluent within the 6 months to a year, so we'll see about that. I can already like tell, like, I'm picking it up pretty well. So, but yeah, guys, I do want to say this. Thank you, thank you to all of you that have been you know, consistent viewers, or, you know, you like my tweets, or you comment, or you engage. I know I tweeted this morning, but after I kind of got that message from one of my students about how much he loved the class and has changed his life, and he's made a ton of money from trading. You know, I just wanted to say thank you. You know, you guys are what motivates me. I know there's a lot of just like shitty people in the space that troll and scam. You know, and it can be mentally draining, but you guys definitely motivate me. I do this all for you. You know, so I just wanted to say thank you. And I hope you guys have a good weekend. I don't know if I'll be live streaming on Friday. If it's nice, I'll probably be fishing with my dad. But if not, be patient, use risk management.